Hi, Tiffany Robin here with the Robin Group of Keller Williams Realty. Thank you for joining us today. Today's topic is actually some tips. So here are my 4 top tips on how to get your offer accepted by a seller. You know, a lot of times I get these questions about, wow, what are you going to do differently to represent me than my last agent? You know, that is a great question. And once we get through these tips, and maybe you will see a little bit about why it's an advantage to hire an agent that's going to do whatever it takes to represent you as a buyer. So here are some of my tips. You know, number 1, tell the sellers that you are interested in the property. You know, this isn't poker. A lot of times buyers get the misconception that not showing all your cards is the best way to approach a seller when it's indeed a seller's market. And you know, I find that that's not the best way to do it. You know, let the sellers know that you have interest. Let them know that you will be submitting them an offer and you know, getting them emotionally invested in you and your family. You know, lots of sellers will see that selling the home to an actual family versus an investor, it's usually more suitable to them, and they get a little bit more emotionally invested in that. Now, granted, getting them emotionally invested and submitting them an offer $50,000 to $100,000 less than what the sales price is not going to, you know, if they're emotionally invested, it's still not going to get you the house. They're not emotionally blinded. So know the difference and be prepared to come in with a strong offer and be able to present yourself that you have lots of interest in this property. Number 2 would be to, you know, have your agent call the other agent. A lot of times, agents just submit offers to a listing agent without even giving them a ring and saying, hey, Mr. Seller's agent, let me ask you something. What would the best offer look like to your sellers? Sometimes it's not just the price that you have to look at when determining factors of presenting an offer. Sometimes it's the active sale date. It's the inspection period. Sometimes, you know, offering the seller a rent back option is attractive to them. You know, get your agent to get on the phone with the other agent and find out those things, saying, hey, my buyer's interested. What does this offer have to look like to make this a win-win between the buyer and the seller? Just an open conversation, right? You got to kind of know what you should be presenting in the first place, right? You know, now what should your, number 3, always present an offer package. Now, what is included in this package, right? This is the interesting part to really get your sellers emotionally invested. A color photo. Make sure that you are presenting to the sellers a photo of you and your family. Present a short biography. Let them know about you and your family, and let them know why you love the house as well and why this would be a perfect house for you and your family. Number 3, make sure you have a proof of funds letter that is dated within 30 days of your purchase, your submission of the contract. I can't tell you how many times we get proof of funds that are outdated. Or if it's not a proof of funds that you need, if you need a pre-qualification letter, make sure that it's dated properly and it's not old information, because that listing agent is going to indeed call that lender and see what's going on, or ask your buyer's agent to present something that's more up to date and more accurate. Other things that you would include in that package would be a copy of the deposit check already written out to whoever's going to hold the escrow deposit. And I also present, hey, listen, we get this offer submitted and accepted. We can have inspections done Wednesday at 9 a.m. I already have it lined up with our inspector to be there. So let us know if this is a go, right? So showing them that, listen, not only am I interested, I'm already working the process to make sure that this house and this loan gets through and everything closes on time, right? The 4th thing that I do is when I am representing a buyer and I know that we could be in multiple offer situations, I get the lender to call that listing agent as well. So showing that, you know, they're vested into this contract as well, because you know, they're doing the loan and they're representing the buyer as well. So getting them to call the other agent and let them know, hey, look, I have this buyer, they are pre-qualified, they've already turned in all their paperwork, I've already ran their employment verification, yada, yada, yada. Let them do their thing to show how motivated you are to get into this home, and that you're doing your due diligence on your end as a buyer. So, you know, sometimes I'll tell you this too, that if you as a buyer, you're not being represented to that level, fire your agent. That's right, fire your agent. They are there to represent you to the best of their ability. And if they're not doing these things, give us a ring. We can help you out and show you what we do a little differently. Have a great day. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.